Dear viewers of Pojulu Broadcasting Service, I'm very grateful today to be live here with you, and it's a very special moment, a very special one, as I did promise you previously, that we will have a very important person to bring live, and the most important thing is many of you would want to know who are the officials of the current team that is going to organize the Pojulu Cultural Festival 2026. And these people were elected on the 2nd of this month of February 2026. And they are already working and they're doing their different tasks that they've been assigned to by the Pojulu community. And with me, I have the Secretary General of the Pojulu Cultural Festival 2026. I would want to allow him to introduce himself officially, because there is this word that says that everybody knows how to introduce themselves very well, because I might not know how to introduce him. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, AJ. Thank you for the introduction. Greeting to all the Pojulu communities from the Payams and the different sub-counties, Bomas, and the rest. I'm called Nelson Kwaje from Limbe.
Somebody will want to say in the Pojulu you have around 4 names.
Actually, it's interesting. My names actually had a lot of too many English names. That's actually one of the reasons I ended up
with the Kwaje.
Yes, because it's a surname. But my initial name on the passport has too many English names. And when it reached a time of my life where I didn't want those. I didn't want it to be identified closely with a name that is very much what do you call it, close to our culture.
Yeah.
So that's why I go by Nelson Kwaje, and that is actually the full name is Nelson Kwaje Ladu, but Nelson Kwaje is the one that I am known with mostly.
Yeah. Okay. Having been known as the child of Sherikat, how is Sherikat?
Sherikat is fine. I mean, I have I think I'm very I adore that place. I think I feel like that's another community that I belong to.
When you were elected to be the Secretary General, there were a lot of opinions. They were like, "Why are you taking our son?"
Yes. I mean, and I think that also comes from also all our different circles, because until I did actually I did do some work on the student front with what we used to be called PUSA, Pujulu University Student Association.
Yeah.
In Sudan back 2009, 2010. I mean, it depends. It's either a long time ago or not so long.
Okay.
But I've been mostly doing work with in the national level or with other communities.
Anyway, before we go for that, can you say hi? Yes, hi in your own.
Oh, Madangta.
Yes.
Madangta.
What does that mean?
It's like, how are you guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
Madangta. So, if you are watching this live, we are saying Madangta, do aparana, do apure. All right. You people, you were elected on the 2nd of February 2026 to organize the Pojulu Cultural Festival 2026. There are a lot of expectations that are already on ground, and people are asking different questions. How far with the preparations? Since you were elected, you went quiet. People would want to know about the preparations. How far with the preparations since you were elected into office?
So I mean, just to be clear, a lot of these things actually comes through the chairperson. So he's the one who is actually mandated to set the agenda and the tone for this. A lot of my role is actually to implement the agendas of the chairperson, as well as to ensure that we hold the festival in a manner that is actually compliant with the mandate and the terms of reference. So you see, once we are elected, the main thing was that they only elected the main people. So that means that's the chairperson, the deputy, and then the secretary general, the deputy, then the treasurer. So the other tasks were left to be completed. So those tasks of fulfilling all the other positions, that includes people who do logistics, quality assurance, and those tasks are also put on us. So we have to do a lot of consultative meetings with the steering committee and ourselves to ensure that we complete that, and also there are a lot of paperwork that needs to go into that before the public facing part of the work.
You just did mention about you've been given a responsibilities, a special task. What are those things that you've been given by the steering board of the Pojulu community to carry on?
I mean, so the chairperson is basically the lead of this. So a lot of my work is to, as the Secretary General, a lot of my work is to steer the ship, to ensure that I'm given a task like all the administrative work, writing of letters, finalizing of documentations, what between the different steering committee and our committee, based on the direction of the chairperson. That is the work that I kind of engage in. I'm kind of being very careful so that I don't divulge a lot of things that the chairperson has not mandated me to divulge. But basically, we have handover process. We have a lot of documents from last year that are being passed to this year. We have a lot of land experience that exists in the committee from the previous committee. We have suggestions, we have feedback. All those things need to be integrated so that you ensure that you don't leave anything out.
Having witnessed the last two editions of the Pojulu Cultural Festival, the first one, of course, you did witness. The second one, you did. At some point, you got involved somewhere there. You were able to come and be with your people. And then this year, people decided to say that you have to be the Secretary General of this year's event. What I would want to know is the mandate. For how long will this committee continue to execute their duties?
I mean, ideally, so the mandate for so this mandate is a 2 terms mandate. So then that means the committee will have to organize the festival for the subsequent, for this year and next year. And then there will be a transition process. So it's a very, it's a very simple mandate. It's not very complex because it's just a special task committee. It's not a, so it has a mandate of planning for the festival, organizing the festival, reporting after the festival, and then doing that in a manner that glorifies the themes and objectives, like harmony, cultural integration, and bringing people together and ensuring that there is a sense of belonging and also unity, so that it doesn't become divisive.
As we talk of unity, we have different Pojulu who are living in different locations. We have Pojulu in Uji, we have Pojulu in Kopera, we have Pojulu in Mukaya, the one in Pisak, and the Pojulu in Tijor, the ones in Lanya and Kenyi. How are you going to harmonize the process, and how are you going to bring this people together to bring that unity that you're talking about?
I mean, so I think the clear issue with this is a cultural festival for the Pojulu people, or people who are identify as Pojulu. It's not a geographical festival. Because that's it. Because there are a lot of people can belong to different geographical or boundary legally defined one, but the festival is about the culture. I mean, when you look at in Kenya, there is the Luo festival in Kenya. That brings Luos even from our side here. The Luos in Bahar al Ghazal go for the festival of the Luo in Kenya. Even the Luos in Uganda. And then there are Luos even in Ethiopia, and there are Luos in other places. So when they talk about the Luo festival, the idea with it is to celebrate the heritage, the cultural tenets of that tribe. And I think that happens. You can also say the same about Maasai or about what. The idea with this festival is like right now when we talk about in the context of Pojulu in South Sudan or Pojulu in the Central Equatorial region. The idea with this is to bring in the values that unite the cultural group, the ethnic group that is called Pojulu. So that is what we're going to be focused on. Of course, we will want to draw people from the Payam, from the one. That's how we kind of composition of that. But the main thing is to bring, to focus on the culture and on the clans and on the what, but less so on the geographical location where people are.
You did mention about the issue of the cultures and so forth, and let us look into the issue of the city. We've been witnessing that the Pojulu Cultural Festival has played a very vital role, like in engaging even those ones in diaspora. They're taking interest in learning their own traditions and cultures. And now, up to the 2 years, what do you think has this festival created? What is the impact of this festival?
I mean, it's to raise the value of to raise the significant brand value of the tribe for Yulu. Because you see now and I think people need to know what is cultural asset. You see, at times there are tribes that can be small in number or even less in resources or even in power, but they have a very powerful cultural asset, and that's very important. I mean, look at Jamaica, a small country in the Caribbean, but like everyone knows about Jamaica. It's a very tiny island. It's not that big, but if you see the Jamaican colors, you will immediately know that this is Jamaica. And almost everyone around the world knows Jamaica, knows the reggae. So when you talk about, for example, what is the most thing that actually made Jamaica known, it is the culture and the music. So one of the things that the Pojulu Cultural Festival is able to do, and also thanks to people like Lomora and the rest, and also the cultural dance groups and and the music, it's able to kind of increase that value, the cultural value. And you know that once that cultural value is increased, it allows more people to identify positively, because some of the reasons why it actually, there are communities here that the younger generations of the communities distance themselves from being identified with that community, mainly for negative cultural connotations. Yeah, if your tribe is identified by something that as soon as you say the name of the tribe, people jeer or people, that becomes very difficult for you to ensure that people actually identify. But I mean, now what the festival and the music, what it did, it increased the cultural value of the community in a manner that is actually very few people realize. But it's actually, this is a lot of money. You see, I see now look at these music groups. You see, these music groups now, they are invited to all kind of national events, and they are paid for it. They are paid for it. So then that means that value, everyone will now able to reap from it, either through identifying or through different things. So I think that's one of the major important things that the cultural festival is able to do. And I think the second thing is to kind of bring people together. Bring people together, encourage people to unite, and then people now start discussing even more important things, developmental issues.
And you did mention about the impact of the festival. I was with the former previous committee that organized the first one and the second one. They said they had achieved 80% of the target of the cultural festival. What is the remaining 20%?
I mean, to be honest with you, they had a vision. I think that's probably they are at a better place to answer. I would not want to kind of see what is remaining 20%. But I think.
But as somebody who has been there, what do you think?
As somebody, well, I think it's just more improvement, and doing, because the idea is that like progress is like you want to improve on the things that have been existing, and you want to increase. One of the things that probably faced with the festival the previous year and one is just like the expectations are too much. Yes. Like you remember even last year, like the number of people who came is like beyond what people expected. So then that means you need more resources, you need more food, more security, more integration, and more of everything. So this is just that's the downside of success, because then now people expect more. And I think probably they will expect even more from us.
What do you talk about the venue of the Pojulu Cultural Festival? For the last two editions, were held in Rock City Playground. And there are people who have been talking on social media and so forth. They said these things should have been done in Lanya or even Wandurba or anywhere.
I think to be honest with you, I think that discussion is a bit sidetracked. I really don't think I don't think that is the main issue it happened right now, like whether to be done in what. Remember, the festival is a logistical endeavor. It's a logistical endeavor that involves bringing people, that involves sound system, that involves any like changes that you want to do to anything. It means like you're probably talking like tripling or doubling the budget. Yeah, I mean, you have been traveling around and all those things. Even the simple with road, with access, even simple things like if you want to take like about 3,000 people to a simple place outside here, you'll need to know, like, okay, where are they going to be housed? Like there are a lot of things. How are you going to access it? These are challenges that people face. I think what we need to do is actually like really perfect what is existing right now, add improvement on it. Then after that, see how we can branch it. And you know, and who knows? Like maybe in the next 1-2 years, the festival might be in Lanya, because I attended festivals in places like, I mean, there are festivals in Kenya. I mean, people talk about the Nyege Nyege festival and what it is done in Jinja, but there is a lot of amenities that kind of allows for such a thing to be done, because it's a very big logistical endeavor. And then the second thing is that like people really need to understand the significance, the spiritual significance of Rock City to the Pojulu community. I think a lot of people don't know it.
What is there?
I think it's so, you know, a lot of people coalesce around an area, but most of the time when that place was being planned, a lot of Pojulu decided to reside there. Yeah. And I think that's something that, you know, like a lot of Pojulu houses are around Rock City. And you know, when people do that, you create a certain culture around that. You create a certain culture, you create a certain camaraderie, you create a certain feeling to a place. And that's why a lot of the times we organize it around that area, because it's easy for our people to access it and all the rest. And I to be honest with you, as a secretary, I don't see that as a very big debate. It's just a question of logistics, a question of arrangement. If the logistics allow, we can organize it in Mukaya, we can organize it in Lanya, because it's not only Lanya, we have Pojulu in so many other places.
You did mention about logistics now. This is one of the hardest questions that sometimes people have different opinions about who funds the Pojulu Cultural Festival. That is the big question that many people are saying, and they're pointing fingers at individuals. They said, okay, Kwaje might be the one. So and so might be the one. Last year, you contributed. I saw your name.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know to what extent everyone contributed.
Yes, everybody contributed.
Yeah.
But okay, there are people who attribute the festival to the chairman of the community. They've been saying perhaps the chairman of the community is the very person behind the Pojulu Cultural Festival or funding it. What is your response to that?
To be honest with you, I really think, I also think that is like immaterial question. Like, if the chairperson is behind it, first of all, the chairperson of the community is not the one funding or behind the festival. Secondly, if he is, it is not a problem. Like, let's be very clear. If he is the one, it is not a problem. If this edition or the next edition,
but people are saying he might be, since he's a
no, like
a government figure and so forth.
No, I think these are really sidetracked. I see people supporting their communities all around. I don't think people should be ashamed for supporting their communities. You said I supported. To be honest with you, I supported with something. I wouldn't mind supporting with more. Like I really don't think there is a cost that one can spare to support their community. But in this case, this is a really small dollar organized festival. Like we get bulls, we get chicken, we get sugar, we get all kind of donations. And I think it's a bit unfair to try to rank these contributions based on who supported more. I mean, there are people who bring one sack of sugar, but if this is all the money that they put together, that's a lot. That's their income that they put in this place.
So what is the modality of resource mobilization for this festival? Because apparently you would need something like more than $40,000 to organize this event.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the numbers, but I know one thing that people do, like people contribute individually, people contribute through payams, people contribute through donations, through parara, through what? People also, people donate a lot of their time.
Yeah.
Because all of us in the committee were volunteers. Yeah. We're volunteers, we run around, we do what we do. And this is also like these are a lot of dollars that are being put into place. So the idea with this is that you want to raise the money for the festival. One thing I've been doing fundraising. One thing about fundraising, raise money from whoever. This business of that, what and what, raise money, provided that there is interest, there is clear, there is transparency, raise money from whoever. And we are very clear, this is a national event. This is not an event. Yes, of course, it's Pojulu, but it's the same way that everyone consumes Pojulu music. I think a lot of people will want to consume Pojulu activities. So we are knocking doors everywhere.
Since 2024, when the chairman declared it on the 10th of May 2024, he said, this can be a universal celebration, which means wherever you are, you can celebrate there. If you're in Uganda, you are in Kenya, you are in Yei, you are in Lanya, you are in Juba, in other countries, you can decide to celebrate there. How are you going to streamline these celebrations? Because last year, people celebrated in Yei, in Uganda, and Kenya. So how are you going to streamline all these celebrations? Are you going to be having a focal person that you can relate, talk to them, how you can see all these celebrations matches the aspirations of the Pojulu community?
We will make an announcement on that. I think that's something the chairperson has a very clear view on this. He will make an announcement on that through the communication channels of this. I think, but the spirit of this festival is that like people should celebrate because it's an endeavor that engages a lot of people. The people should celebrate. Some of these people will be with us on the ground. Some of these people can be in Texas or in New York or in whatever. There will be an ethos that they should celebrate this in a manner that is dignified. I think the idea with this, you don't want to kind of get into splitting hair. What you want to do is that you want to ensure that there is a consistency in terms of the themes, because if someone is celebrating in the name of the festival, there should be a consistency that they adhere to the ethos, to the theme, and to the unity purpose of this festival. I think that's what is important. And then also that this should not draw away from the efforts that are being put in place. But I'm very sure that the chairperson of the high level committee, Mr. Jamie Thompson, he's very much able to direct this and provide the necessary guidance.
There has been many suggestions, many these days youth are so much on social media. And they say anything that they wanted to say. We've seen comparisons going on between the Pojulu Cultural Festival and other festivals. Recently, people traveled to Terekeka, including me. I went. They've been having a lot of comparisons about the Pojulu Cultural Festival and the Mundari Cultural Festival. What is their take on that?
I mean, the Mundari Cultural Festival is amazing. The Pojulu Cultural Festival is amazing. I was at the Mundari Cultural Festival. I spent the night there. I danced. I was there the following day. I spent 2 days at the Mundari Cultural Festival. I don't think the Mundari Cultural Festival draws anything away from the Pojulu Cultural Festival, the same way the Pojulu Cultural Festival does not take away from the Mundari Cultural Festival. I think both of them are amazing. And we need to have more of that. Yeah.
The chairman organizing committee of the Mundari Cultural Festival, that's Bus. He did say something on social media that was, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. He said something that you boys share something in common, that the Pojulu and Mundari. And he did say there is no need of any comparison between the two events. What can you say on that?
He's a very amazing gentleman. Bush is a very accomplished, very amazing gentleman. I know him personally. I've seen his work even before this cultural festival. I think the only thing that I can say is that I wish we could have a road that is as good as theirs, so we can be able to be in line in less than an hour. Yeah, but I think apart from that, I think the people really need to realize the Mundari have a very amazing culture. The Mundari are like the Maasai of South Sudan. See, when you go to Kenya, the Maasai are a very small group, but they are the emblem and the representation of Kenya. Same way, if you go to New Zealand, the traditional New Zealand dance from an ethnic tribe is the one. The Mundari are like that. Yeah, people should kind of come to terms with it. It will reach a time where a lot of people come for the Mundari culture. Yeah, not leave alone the festival. During normal days, people travel from abroad, go there to go, and there is a reason for it. People don't understand. Some things actually happen because of infrastructural things. The Mundari are the closest group infrastructurally to Juba that anyone can access in a very secure, in a very way. And that actually thanks come to the road. Because I started going to Keka way before this road was done. So the road actually, what it does, it allows a lot of urban dwellers to have an experience outside town and experience culture and then come back same day. So that makes your culture accessible. And the Mundari, you can find a Mundari cattle camp less than 30 minutes, 20 minutes from here. So it just makes it very easy. and then people get used to accustomed to that, and the culture is intact. There is a lot of pride, and there is a lot of uniqueness in it. So I think there is no need for like comparison or competition. The Mundari culture is amazing. The Pojulu culture is amazing. The Lulubo culture is amazing. I mean, all of it is unique.
What is the future plan for this festival, the sustainable approach to this festival? Because we have already had the first one, the second one, this is the third one. So what is the future plan of this cultural festival?
I think what, as the chairperson also has said, like Jim said, what do you want to do? You want to build the festival into a sustainable thing. So you remember what the previous committee has done. They were already talking about developmental agenda. So most likely people want to see, instead of it moving to a festival, you actually have a Pojulu Cultural Center that can act also as like a catalyst for this, so that you have a permanent place. And again, that can be a place, you can have a place where the Pojulu can continuously celebrate, engage, access their culture, almost like a museum for Pojulu culture, but also a support center for a lot of the issues that we have as a community that we want to discuss. Because you want to solidify these things and make them into a base. Because every committee actually builds its infrastructural and organizational bedrock for the next committee. So like right now, the previous committee left document, and this committee will also have agreements, plans, and what that the next committee will now start from, including resources. So I think definitely the festival needs to be bigger, but also it now needs to create foundational building block for more sustainable things. And I think more sustainable things, definitely a cultural center that can celebrate diversity, food, everything that is Pojulu related.
You've been given 2 terms.
Yeah.
What do we expect from these 2 terms?
I mean,
what legacy are you going to leave behind
again,
after the 2 years?
Again, also, it's right. We can be very clear. Like I'm the secretary, and I'm not the chairperson. The chairperson is the one who steers the ship, and he probably has a very clear vision on these things. But I think from my end, where I sit, is just like really more clarity on the direction, more clear communication, solidifying the brand, and ensuring that excellence of delivery. So that is what I'm actually very much interested in, to ensure that like there is excellence in terms of output, there is excellence in terms of engagement, there is excellence in terms of how we do all our things. And we also want to mentor people. That's the idea with this, because you bring a lot of people closer, there is friction, you learn from the old, you engage with the young, and you distribute knowledge. And I think that's what, but from, we just want to ensure that we have a very excellent, very memorable festival.
Now, are we going to see you people going back for mobilization to the villages? Because I did see the previous committee did go to the villages, mobilize people and educate them about the festival, how it's going to be, and how they're going to, cooperate to see how many people are going to come as delegates to Juba.
Let me cut you short. You'll see this face in the villages.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to yeah, you'll see this face in some of the payams, and then there will be so many people also who are visiting and to mobilizing and engaging. Yeah, of course. All the things that the previous. Remember, we actually want to build on what has been done. We are not here to invent the wheel, reinvent the wheel. So everything, any positive thing that you see the previous committee has done, anything that's kind of like of use, you'll see us doing it. Yeah.
So finally, there are people who are asking already, because some people are much interested in the training aspect of it, because they say that training gives a morale, is giving the festival a boost. Just the training alone. And many people are saying during those trainings, people normally mobilize a lot of resources through it. When is the training going to start? When is it going to kick off?
Very soon, probably in less than 2 weeks, the trainings are going to start. We're doing a lot of you see, one of the things that the committee had been engaging in, and this is something that both the chairman and I agree on, is that like, hey, we want to only communicate through the official channels. So that's why we are not, when you see I know that for you, people are very snoopy. People want to get intel here and there. What happened? What is the planning? And what? We are doing a lot of work, but we said, you know what? Let's focus on doing the work that we need to do. The communication that we need to make. We have an information secretary. They will make that communication. They will make that proclamation so that we're actually very clear. And then us, as the people who, like, as myself as the Secretary General, I spend a lot of my time actually communicating with our internal people, because that's my role, and communicate with our advisors and with this and the chairperson. The people who are handling communication, they will make that public proclamation, but the training is going to be, the training are going to be starting very soon. And we will want to make it bigger, better, and kind of like more organized, because I know people also like, I mean, especially the young people, they want those trainings to hang out, to do us. So it will be there. It will be there. We are already like meeting internally, discussing those.
Now, my last two questions for you. Actually, they're not the last two questions. Actually, that is it.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. You are given 2 minutes. How would you describe this year's event?
It's a celebration of harmony, heritage, and progress. That's what this, and that progress in terms of culture, that progress is in terms of us as a community and as a cultural group that exists within this country. Because remember, we're a historically significant group. I think that's what people do not know. Some people probably who are new, we started from the days of Agri-Jardin. So the history of the Pojulu significance in this country predates the independence of Sudan. Remember, Agri-Jardin was one of the first people to vocalize the struggle, or to put into words the struggle of the southern citizen, of the southern Sudan, even pre-independence. He's someone who kind of vocalized and kind of predicted that we need an independent nation, or we need self-rule. So we have always taken like way longer strides than we've always punched above our weight as a cultural group in this country. And I think that is something that by then, if it happened through independence struggle, or it happened through the power of the gun, but more recently is the power of the pen, and also like culture or voice or all of this. So I think that's what this signifies. We're rarely afraid of taking big steps.
Okay.
Yeah. So even when it's, I mean, you come to this with a lot of humility, but you also come to this with a lot of vigor and a lot of confidence. Yeah. I mean, one should be humble, but don't be timid. You really need to know, especially like for the younger people. I mean, I'm not that young. I'm like 34, so I'm young or not young. But also, like, I mean, by that age, you should be into the business of making decisions. Yeah. And we are not afraid of that. Neither is the chairman.
All right. What would be a message to the people of South Sudan? Because you did mention earlier on that this is a national event.
Yeah.
What is a message to the people of South Sudan about the Pojulu Cultural Festival?
I think is that everyone is welcome. Yeah. This is not a competition. This is a celebration. Everyone is welcome. Those who are able to make it to the Rock City ground, they're okay. Those who are in Chukudum, or in Toy North, or in Awarawar, or in Gumruk, or whatever part of South Sudan, I think the idea is that like everyone should be encouraged to celebrate their culture and to also live in harmony with someone else.
All right, thank you, dear viewers of Pojulu Broadcasting Service, for following us live. We do appreciate you for having that time with us, and we also do appreciate you for being patient. This episode was supposed to be recorded some time ago, but of course, due to other inconveniences, we could not have it. But finally, we have it here, and thank you so much.